So it's a beautiful sunny day here in Florida. We're at the campground. You see there's our camper there. Yeah, y'all know, you might see my headlights on the golf cart. I'm doing some testing on the battery, so that's on purpose. But my neighbor, which is RV's, I don't know, 6-8 months old, he said he was getting water was dripping in around his vent. I said, well, I'll jump up there and take a look at it for you. And I was shocked to see how little lap sealant they put on this thing. So I guess as a coachman, I guess all these manufacturers are trying to save a little money where they can, but that's not good, saving money on the roof. So I'm gonna climb up there and show you what I found. And then also as a comparison, I'm gonna go get on our roof and I'll show you how Winnebago did it back in 2005, how much more lap sealant they used compared to what we're getting nowadays. So let me jump up on this ladder. So you see I made it to the roof, and of course when I came up here yesterday, it didn't take me long to find the problem, because this is the vent that's giving him trouble. He's getting water in. Of course you can see we got a big gap right there. I'm assuming the phone will pick it up. Yeah, right there. So they completely skimped on that sealant. So when you get a hard rain or the wind blows just right, it runs water right up underneath there. And there's hardly no sealant at all. It's just pretty sad. Pretty sad, I'm telling you, when you get a brand new RV and you still got to get up and finish doing the assembly work yourself. I mean, just hardly no lap sealant. I'll show you in a minute when I get on the Winnebago. Man, they really pour it on thick. So that's what you get these days on a brand new roof, brand new RV. Now the other one, they did a little bit better, but still, it's pretty thin. I mean, it's no thicker than a dime. And man, on the Winnebago, I mean, it's probably a 1/4 inch thick of sealant they got in there. I mean, they just barely did enough. As you look, you can see the screw heads where it's so thin. So I'm gonna go over here, do a little cleaning. Another thing I did, I had him call the manufacturer, because you know, you always got to be sure you go back with the right lap sealant, because there's, I guess there's like polyurethane base, silicone base. If you don't go back with the right thing, it won't stick. Like with the Winnebagos, they always pretty much use a silicone based lap sealant, where the manufacturer told him on this one that they use a Dicor type product on theirs. So let me get it out here. So based on the manufacturer's recommendation, this is what they told him to use. So that's what we're going to do. So we're just going to put it on there nice and thick. Of course, we're going to clean it up really good. We got some denatured alcohol, and we're going to clean this up really well. That's what they say do. So let me do a little cleaning, and we'll get this resealed. And I'll probably touch up some of these other ones around here while I'm on the roof. And then we'll go over to the Winnebago shortly. And I'll show you the big difference. Well, I put a little alcohol on here, and I've been scrubbing, and this is just going from bad to worse. So look, as I scrub this, how this is opening up. Make sure you can see it there. That's just hardly no sealant at all. So I'm gonna get that clean. Try to make it better. Jeez, OPs. That's just sad. Just sad. I keep finding stuff I don't like. Look, even on this side here, they didn't even cover that screw, left it exposed. That one's exposed. Just sad. You know, whoever did this job, they need to find another job. And then, of course, also you got to figure, okay, someone did this, put the sealant on here from the factory, but then it should have been followed up by an inspector, and this work should have been inspected, and this should have been caught and corrected. But of course, it wasn't. Hopefully it's just a fluke. I hate to think that all the RVs leave the factory looking like this. That would not be good. Not good at all. Alright, let's get this caulk laid on there and lay a couple heavy beads on it and see if we can get it sealed up. So first of all, I'm going to try to shove some of this up in here really good, where it didn't get done at all hardly. Yeah, more one-handed operation. Doing what we can. All right, I'm gonna go back with a couple heavier beads and let it run down. That'll leave me another big heavy bead right there. We'll let that level out, see how it looks. I might run in one more down here because a lot of water's coming up against this as it comes off the air conditioner, the way the roof is sloped. So the more I look, the more I find. See right here? Yeah, so we're gonna put a dab there too. For crying out loud, as my mama used to say. Okay, how's that look? That look a little bit better than what we had before. And I covered that up really good over there where I seen a lot of plastic I didn't like seeing, and touched up wherever I seen where it looked like they skimped. And I found a couple places around the RV where I seen bubbles and stuff, and screw heads, added some here and here, a couple places there, a couple of spots. Just hopefully he won't have any problems in the future. Seeing this is only 6-8 months old. Pretty sad, I'm telling you. Alright, you can see a couple places I've touched up on this side. Alright, so now I'm going to jump over to our RV over there, and I'll show you the big difference the way Winnebago did it 18 years ago compared to what they do nowadays. Alright, so now we're on the roof over on Winnebago. There's that one over there, the Chaparral. One that had hardly very little lap sealant on it. Now look at this. This is 18-year-old lap sealant that Winnebago put on there from the factory. Look how much they put on, how thick that is, and it's lasted 18 years. I haven't had to touch it. You see no add-ons anywhere. Now you think for a second the lap sealant they put on that new RV is going to be around for 18 years? How many leaks would he have if it wasn't, someone didn't go up there and add more to it and do it correctly? What else we got on this one? So we go up front. See all this here? All that's original, 18 years old. This is all 18 years old, original. And this, oh, keep in mind, this is silicone based too. It's not the shoot. Yeah, I had to think for a minute. The Dicor. This is not Dicor. This is a self-leveling, but it's made of type of silicone. I got the name wrote down here somewhere. And so this is original. Now this is something I added. Now this, I did use Dicor on this. You can see how it seemed like the Dicor is thinner. It runs out thinner. Maybe that's one way you could tell Dicor from the Winnebago silicone, because remember, if you got the silicone on here, you cannot take Dicor, put it on top of silicone. It will not stick. And I even talked to Winnebago. They recommend not even trying to go over top of their silicone seal, the original seal. Just take it all off and start over, put down fresh. But I did this. I used to have that little wind sensor up here, which never did work. I didn't trust it anyway, so I took it off and added this because I added my little directional finder thing for my cell phone booster, and I created that little contraption so I can aim it. It works out pretty good. So in order to do so, I had to run me a new cable. Alright, something else I want to point out to you is most every RV manufacturer, I believe, at least I know Winnebago does, they make a sealant call-out sheet. So this is the, for a 2005 Voyage. There's a roof, and it kind of tells you what sealant goes where. Because you got a lot of the stuff is silicone based, but urethane based. What goes down here on the side, that's called Magnus Bond 75A. That's what they recommend on the side, and also that's what they recommend on the rear cap going across. But if you're doing anything like on these caps here on the skylights, they use something different. They got two different types of silicones, because you got one type of material that goes under the plastic, then another type that goes on top of it. And then they got like NuFlex 313, there's NuFlex 311 SL, all kinds of different sealants that they recommend depending on its location and where it goes. Because you can see here we've got 4 different ones just on the roof. So something to keep in mind. That's why I had that guy with the new RV to be sure to call the manufacturer to find out what they recommended, what was already on there, what it left with from the factory. So I think what I'll do, I'll come back, I'll get back on the roof, his roof tomorrow, and see how it levels out with time, over the night, see how it does. If you want a bird's eye view of tropical palms a resort, here you go. I don't know how many RVs are in here. It holds quite a bit, and it's starting to thin out a little bit because now we're up in April, so a lot of the Canadians head back north. So a few empty spots, but you know, January, February, March, it's packed pretty full in here. Nice place because it's right next to Orlando, Disney, and all that stuff. There's always something to do. Never will be bored here, that's for sure. So let me check back in the morning here, or tomorrow afternoon. We'll see how that's leveling out, what it looks like tomorrow. Oh, and P.S. I thought, though, while I was up on the roof, this may have caught your eye. You may have wondered, what's going on up here? Where's my satellite dish? Well, of course, you see I put the dish tailgater on here a few years back, and I got rid of that big, heavy satellite dish. Of course, I did so. I didn't want to get water inside the RV, so I put this cap on here, and I used Dicor to seal it in place. Worked out real well. If you look up, if you want to do the same thing, you find my video on my dish tailgater, you'll see how I did that. So it's worked out well. Not had a drop of water. So if I can do it, you can do it. Well, it's the next day. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. 93 degrees on this roof, and you can see the final. Let me get out of this, making the shade there. So that looks a whole lot better. So hopefully he won't have any more leaks. But there you go. So just what have we learned on this? Well, we learned new RVs aren't built like they used to be, are they? So if you got a new one, even if you got an old one, you got to get on that roof, check them out, take care of them. But then also be mindful getting on the roof. Be very careful. I mean, these ladders are kind of flimsy and scary. I mean, luckily I'm coming in about 140 pounds today, so it's not so bad for me. But if you're a big fella, you might have to find some young kid to get up here with a camera, and maybe do some video, and then bring it back down to you, and you kind of get your roof inspection done that way. So anyway, this project is done and over. Have yourself a blessed day. Talk to you later. See you, bye.